As the leading thoroughbred competition in Australia, Thoroughbred Sport Horse Association is celebrating a fantastic weekend here at Mangrove Mountain, not far out of Sydney. Krissy Harris and her team drew together a fantastic array of off-track thoroughbreds, their owners, their previous racing owners and sponsors, celebrating what this incredible breed can do away from a life in racing. Krissy, it's been a fabulous weekend again here at the Thoroughbred Sport Horse Association's National Championships. And how have you seen the development? There's only been a 6-month wait since the last one, late last year. How have you seen the progression to this year's event?
I think the horses are going really well. We've had a program change and we do nearly every year. So this was only 6 months for the horses and we've increased all the heights by another 5 centimetres. Now we've got the Group 1s jumping 125 to 130. That's a pretty decent height. Couple more years, we're going to be up there with all the purpose-bred horses. I love rewarding the higher classes because for me, it's reward for effort. So if you take a horse off the track, you know, it probably takes you 6 months maybe to train 60, 75 centimetres. But if you've taken the horse and he's jumping 120, 125, you've had him for 5 years. So you as an owner, I think, and as a rider, need to be rewarded with more prize money for the fact that you've kept that horse for that long to get to that sort of degree of difficulty, and the horse needs to be rewarded for his talent.
It is hard if they move around. You really want them to have that progression, and the rider progresses with them.
It's very interesting. We're so lucky with our sport. Once you race, you know, if you're too slow, you're too slow. You can move probably out to the country tracks and that sort of thing, but at the end of the, you know, at the end of the deal, you've still got to be fairly quick. Whereas our good horses can jump up to 125, 30, 40, and then when they start to sort of get a little bit older and, you know, feel their legs a little bit, then by that time they're really well schooled. They can wander back down the ranks and they can still be really competitive at 75, 80 centimetres with either an up-and-coming junior or someone a little bit older who's just happy to jump that height. So I think the nice thing about encouraging sport horses for a second career is that most of us hang on to them forever.
And I just loved watching the 75 centimetre classes this morning. Eduardo came out. It's a learning experience for him. So Jenny didn't want to push him, but we'll see him shortly in another segment. But it was really great to see so many, you know, some junior riders and some older riders, and people just, it's about the progression of the horse to try and teach it in those early classes. And I just found it so fascinating to watch.
That's why I love people like Jenny, because just because you've got a horse and you set it for the Nationals doesn't mean it's going to perform. And he had, I think also because most of our shows don't have so much PA, but because we're the Nationals, we've got 2 rings of PA going, we've got some music going. I'm pretty sure he thought he was back at the racetrack. Yep. So when he got upset, she just gave him a pat, went down to the arena, and you know, she'd paid to go round, so he trotted around, she gave him a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful schooling, a pat, and walked out. So he's now had a great ring experience, and then hopefully his next experience he might actually even get a jump in. But, you know, that's a sign of good horsemanship, and that's what you've got to do when you get them off the track. Some of them, like Lost and Running, he was great yesterday. He had the first rail down because he's never competed in his life, and then he went, oh, my new job, and away he went. Yeah. And you know, you get some that are different, some cope with it better than others, and like, you know, it takes a beautiful soft touch like Jenny had with that horse to get them to love their job. And that's the most important thing about it. If we can get our horses to love what we're doing, then we're set.
And there's so much fun to be had here too. I mean, you can see people, you know, we've done something with Linda Huddy and Gemma Crichton and the big team down from Queensland, and it really is a national event, isn't it?
Oh, look, it's a true national event. We've got Victorians, we've got a girl from South Australia, and it's just lovely, lovely to have all these people come. But they, you know, they enjoy their day. We're one of the only shows that is, well, we're the only thoroughbred only show that caters for everybody in Australia.
And sponsors, it's wonderful seeing so many racing sponsors, some of the studs as well, and different owners getting behind you. But, you know, there's always room for more sponsorship. You know, you're putting an enormous amount into it yourself, and it's, you know, an expensive thing to run with the ribbons and the rugs and the prize money and all of this set up here at Stonewall. But what would help you to be able to run this and grow it even further?
Oh look, I'd love to grow it even further, and what I really would love is if the PRAs we get behind us. Because we're Thoroughbred Sport Horse Australia, we're not aligned to any state. We do classes in each state. I'd love to see the states supporting the Thoroughbred Sport Horse in their state. And you know, if we could get help like that, it would make an enormous difference. But even a couple more big sponsors, like Linda Huddy is amazing, Chris and Frank Cook, they are fantastic. They have their best interests of the horses at heart. And Linda was out today presenting a prize. She had one, she bred it, she raced it, and now she owns it, and there's a dear little girl riding it, and they got a ribbon in the 75. And you know, that's, for her, you know, for the horses, it's just a whole of life thing. It's not, oh, win and forget.
No.
And Chris and Frank are the same. They watched Lost and Running yesterday, and they had tears in their eyes.
You get so much joy out of watching these horses going on for a new career. It's so exciting as an owner.
Look, it really is. And the thing with Thoroughbred Sport Horse is we don't have KPIs. You know, there's nothing like that. This is from the heart. You sponsor because it's the right thing to do, the good thing to do, and you see the results at the end. So, yeah, like it's probably a little hard to get corporate sponsorship because as I said, there's no KPI. It's just from the heart and the right thing to do.
It is just a fabulous whole event, and it covers from the Thursday through to the Sunday. So many people coming out here to watch it. It's just a wonderful display of thoroughbred athleticism.
It really, really is, and it's so nice when you get owners like Suni from Sonson Thoroughbreds. She said today, she sponsored today, and we're walking out of the ring and she said, right, one of my next ones is going jumping. So hopefully she's got some slow geldings and not all fast mares.